On March 12, 2020, the World Health Organization declared COVID-19 a global pandemic. Within 6 hours, every Walmart, Costco, and Target within 50 miles of any major American city had empty shelves in at least 4 departments. Not 6 days, not 6 weeks, 6 hours. And the same 11 items disappeared first, not randomly. The same items in the same order in every single store in every single crisis going back decades. Hurricanes, ice storms, grid failures, pandemics. The pattern is identical every time. Here are the 11 items that vanish first, and more importantly, why the last one on this list is the one nobody thinks about until it's already too late. 11. Bottled water. This is always the first to go, always. Within 90 minutes of any major announcement, the water aisle is empty, not low, empty. And here's what most people don't realize. The water that sells out isn't the bulk packs. It's the individual bottles and the 24 packs. The 5-gallon jugs on the bottom shelf, those stay for hours longer because people can't carry them easily and they don't fit in a panic-loaded shopping cart. If you're making an emergency run and the water aisle looks bare, check the bottom shelf for 5-gallon jugs. Check the baby aisle for gallon jugs of nursery water. And check the Hispanic food aisle for agua purificada brands that most shoppers walk right past. The water is still there. It's just not where panicking people look. 10. Bread. Bread disappears within 2 hours. But bread is a terrible crisis food. It molds in 5 to 7 days. It has almost no nutritional density, and it takes up enormous space. The people grabbing 6 loaves of bread are making an emotional purchase, not a strategic one. While they're fighting over Wonder Bread, walk to the baking aisle. Flour lasts 6 to 12 months. Cornmeal lasts a year. Pancake mix lasts indefinitely if sealed. These aisles are untouched during every panic buy because nobody thinks about ingredients when they're scared. They think about finished products. That gap between emotion and strategy is where smart preppers operate. 9. Batteries. D-cell and AA batteries sell out within 3 hours of any grid-related event. But here's the pattern nobody mentions. The battery aisle empties. The electronics department doesn't. USB power banks with 20,000 milliamp-hour capacity sit untouched on the shelf during every single crisis. One $25 power bank replaces 40 to 60 AA batteries worth of phone charging. It's rechargeable from your car, it's smaller, it's better in every way. But people default to what they know, and what they know is batteries. While everyone crowds the battery aisle, walk calmly to electronics. 8. Peanut butter. This one actually makes sense. Peanut butter is one of the highest calorie per dollar foods in any store. It doesn't require refrigeration. It doesn't require cooking. A single jar provides roughly 2,800 calories. At $3 to $4 per jar, it's one of the most efficient crisis foods you can buy. The problem is that peanut butter sells out fast because experienced preppers know this. The fix is its neighbor on the shelf. Sunflower seed butter sits right next to peanut butter in most Walmarts. Nearly identical nutritional profile, nearly identical shelf life. And it stays on the shelf 3 to 4 hours longer because most shoppers don't consider it. 7. Canned soup. Ready-to-eat canned soup vanishes fast because it requires 0 preparation. Open and eat. But the condensed soups stay longer, and the canned vegetables, beans, and tomatoes stay even longer than that. An 88-cent can of great value diced tomatoes is more versatile and more nutritious than a $2.50 can of Progresso. But in a panic, people reach for what looks like a complete meal, not components. The components are still there 4 hours later. 6. Toilet paper. You already know this one. 2020 made it iconic. But here's what the toilet paper panic actually reveals about crisis psychology. People don't stockpile toilet paper because they need it immediately. They stockpile it because it's bulky, which means the shelf looks dramatic when it's empty, and because it's a comfort item. Running out of toilet paper feels more threatening to most people than running out of vitamin C. That's not rational. But crisis behavior isn't rational. The lesson for you isn't to stockpile toilet paper. It's to understand that the items people panic buy are emotional, not logical. Every minute someone spends loading toilet paper into their cart is a minute you can spend in the canned goods aisle where the actual survival food is still sitting. 5. Gasoline cans. Portable gas cans sell out within 2 hours of any power outage announcement. But the gas cans were already empty when people bought them. The gas stations have a line wrapped around the block, and most stations can't pump without electricity anyway. The people buying gas cans in a crisis are buying a container they can't fill. The smart move happened weeks ago. A full 5-gallon gas can in your garage with fuel stabilizer added costs $25 and holds 6 months. That's enough to run a generator for 2 days or drive 150 miles if you need to evacuate. 4. First aid supplies. Bandages, antiseptic, pain relievers, all cleared out within 4 hours. The pharmacy section empties from the front, but the travel size section in the toiletries aisle carries identical products in smaller packages that most people overlook. Travel size Advil, mini first aid kits, small bottles of hydrogen peroxide. They're overpriced per unit, but they're available when the main aisle is stripped. The bigger issue is prescription medication. Every crisis produces a spike in emergency room visits from people who ran out of blood pressure medication, insulin, or anxiety prescriptions because they had no backup supply. One phone call to your doctor for a 90-day emergency prescription costs nothing and could save your life. 3. Baby formula. This is the most critical item on this list. Baby formula sells out faster than water in any crisis that involves supply chain disruption. And unlike every other item on this list, there is no substitute. A healthy adult can survive weeks without optimal nutrition. An infant cannot. If you have a child under 12 months, a 2-week emergency supply of formula is not optional. It's non-negotiable. And if you don't have a child but your neighbor does, this is the single most valuable thing you can hand them during a crisis. Nothing builds community trust faster than handing a panicking parent a can of formula when the shelves are bare. 2. Flashlights and candles. Every flashlight in the store is gone within 3 hours of a power outage. The cheap $3 flashlights go first, then the headlamps, then the lanterns. Candles follow the same curve. But here's what stays on the shelf. Glow sticks in the party supply aisle. LED string lights in the home decor section. Solar garden lights from the outdoor department. Pull a solar garden light out of the ground. Bring it inside, and you have 8 hours of free light every single night with 0 batteries and 0 fire risk. Nobody grabs them because they're not marketed as emergency equipment. They're marketed as patio decoration. 1. Cash. This is the one that gets people killed. Not literally, but financially. When the power goes out, every credit card terminal in every store stops working. Every ATM goes dark. Every tap to pay, every Venmo, every digital wallet becomes useless instantly. And the only people still buying anything are the ones holding paper cash. During Hurricane Maria, cash was the only functioning currency for 11 days. During the Texas winter storm of 2021, it was 4 days. The stores that stayed open were cash only. The gas stations that ran generators were cash only. And the people without cash stood in line hoping their phone would connect long enough to transfer money to someone who did have cash. $200 in small bills, 20s and 5s, stored in your home. Not in a safe deposit box at a bank that's also without power. In your home. That $200 buys 3 to 5 days of food, water, and fuel when plastic and digital payment disappear completely. 11 items, same list, same order, every single crisis. The difference between panicking in aisle 6 with everyone else and walking out with everything you need is exactly one thing. Knowing this list before the announcement hits, I put together a printable wallet-sized checklist with all 11 items, the aisle alternatives for each one, and a 15-minute emergency Walmart run strategy that gets you in and out before the shelves are stripped. Link is in the description. Next video covers the one Walmart aisle that nobody touches during a crisis, and the 8 items in it that are worth more than everything else in the store combined.